Gosh, I feel like they've been with us for 14 years, the whole family. Probably since about when we started, 14 years ago, maybe not quite, 10 years. It's a long time, because he has an older brother that was with us as well, that graduated out of the program. And then Madsen, and we still have Wendell, and Morgan was with us for a while. So I think they're the longest family that's been with us, but they are part of our family. I mean, it's been awesome. You know, I get to pick up the boys sometimes, or they get dropped off, and I bring them to practice. And Madsen is just an awesome kid, and I can't believe he's an 8th grader already. But before we know it, Wendell's going to be standing up here, right, Wendell? Okay. So get your speech ready, buddy, because I think you'll be the longest Shaltra, because he started when he was 4.5. Yes, at 4.5, you would have thought he was 6. He was very focused, and so, anyway, without further ado, Madsen.
Hello, my name is Madsen Sheltraw. Most of you guys know me by Beaver. That's kind of the direction I went with the speech. In the late 1950s and early 60s, there was a popular show called Leave It to Beaver. According to Wikipedia, Wally is the older brother of Beaver, representing a typical teenage boy, while Beaver embodies an innocent, younger child, often getting into small-scale mischief. Essentially the dynamic between a more mature sibling and a younger, sometimes clumsy one. The brothers were a part of a stereotypical 1950s suburban home, and their interactions often involved lessons about morality and everyday life. The episodes typically focused on the antics of Beaver, with Wally sometimes acting as the guide or mediator between Beaver and his parents. So why the nickname Beaver? When I was coming up in the room behind my older brother Eli, I always liked to goof off and talk when the coaches were teaching. My misbehavior led to the team doing more push-ups and sprints than anyone else in the room. Meanwhile, my big brother was an example of hard work and good behavior. The name fit. Honestly, it did. But I hope over the past few seasons, I've been an example you all could look up to. And if there's any one of you you guys who are more like Beaver than Wally, let me tell you, it's not too late to be the hardest worker in the room. And trust the process. And I would like to give a little bit more advice to the younger crew coming up. If you can get a chance to ride with any of the coaches, here's a little of what you can expect. Coach Maroy, you can expect to be packed into a car, no space. He lives in the woods, but ironically likes to have people around. Coach Vaughn, I always like riding with Coach Vaughn because of his interesting stories. And if you ever need a ride, Coach Vaughn is a great choice. Coach Rogan, you already know exactly what you're going to hear when you ride with him. We listen to his playlist every practice. He doesn't talk much, but I've worked with Coach Rogan more than any other coach. And I've always felt like we were on the same page without talking much. There's a video of, There's a video of me at the Coliseum on YouTube where Coach Rogie flashes a sign like this, and I knew it was time for the break from the alternative star. Coach Stewart. Many of you guys might not know Coach Stewart. He was kind of our team doctor. Doc has put me back together several times. I don't know if I would be standing here today before you guys if it wasn't for him. Miss Amy. She has given me more rides than anybody else. Maybe. We all know how much she does for us. She always has the gear and runs our tournament. But when you ride with her, you can expect small talk until the bridge, and then country music. Coach Freens, Coach Jolly, Coach Ricky, and Coach Cates. I didn't get many rides from these guys, but it was nice having you guys around. Coach Lewis, thanks for being there the whole time, and all those Army crawls. Coach Owen, I'm glad I got to see your first season coaching with Smithfield, and you are a great fill-in wrestling partner. Coach Doug, I got to go on some big trips with Coach Doug. I rode with him enough to begin to really like his Beastie Boys and Public Enemy playlist. I've added some of them to my personal list. And that is why I'm going to finish the speech off with some words of wisdom from Chuck D, lead singer of Public Enemy. Don't let a wind go to your head and a loss to your heart. Nonsense perseveres prayers laced with fear. And thank you to all of you, everybody who cheered for me, all my teammates, and all my coaches along the way. Some of my teammates, George Golly, Leo, Chad Martinez, Chase Newland, and Owen. Thank you.